Die-hard Trump supporters in Orlando. More than 24 hours before the rally, they were already camping out here. The sisters Maureen and Laureen told us they barely slept to get into the first row.
We wanted to see our president up close. We've been to other rallies, but to us, this is a historical event to be at his campaign kickoff.
Most of the rally-goers voted for Trump in 2016 and are eager to do so again.
We support President Trump because he's fulfilled everything that he promised to do. And that's he's a man of his word, and we believe that true leadership comes from being a man of your word.
It's important for me to be here to bring attention to basically an election issue that I support. I support barriers on America's southern border, primarily to keep illegal narcotics and human trafficking out.
Florida was crucial to President Trump's 2016 election victory, and he still seems to be quite popular here. But despite a growing economy and low unemployment, the Trump campaign is facing a tough path to re-election. Its internal polling data shows Trump behind top Democratic contenders in key states. And just relying on his core supporters might be not enough to pull off another victory in November next year. But this night was all about optimism and the will to win when Donald Trump took the stage in Orlando.
Tonight, I stand before you to officially launch my campaign for a second term as President of the United States. I can promise you that I will never, ever let you down. I won't.
Tax cuts, boosting military spending, judicial appointments. In Orlando, Trump touted what he called his great achievements. At the same time, he attacked his political opponents, demonstrating how much his campaign appears to rely on us versus them rhetoric.
No matter what label they use, a vote for any Democrat in 2020 is a vote for the rise of radical socialism and the destruction of the American dream.
Words that echoed the anger and passion of Trump's 2016 campaign and went down well with his core supporters in Florida.
Some familiar topics that we've heard there. Let's break it down. Boris Vorman, joins us now. He is a professor of politics at Bard College in Berlin. Boris, welcome to the program, as always. We've heard topics from Donald Trump there in Orlando, Florida, including migration. How likely do you think it is that this might be one of the main themes that he drives forward in this campaign?
Well, I mean, some people were expecting this to be a starting point for his campaign, maybe also content-wise. This is not what he delivered. As you said, I mean, there were no issues that he brought to the table that were in any way new. He's been campaigning all the time, basically during his presidency. It was also not really an announcement that he would run for re-election, because he did that just on the day of his inauguration on January 20th, 2017. So in some way, it was a non-event. But in other ways, yes, I mean, he presented those topics that are dear to him, and that we will probably see again all the while until the elections next year.
We have to talk about the poll results for him. Controversial. Also, some contradictory polling results in states like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida. These are states which are really important for him, right?
Right. These are the key states, the swing states where he's lagging. He's also the only president who's never made it to be more approved than disapproved in his popularity rankings. But nonetheless, I mean, we should be careful with these poll numbers. Many of my colleagues and I were too reliant on these statistical analyses before the last election. And so I think we shouldn't put too much of an emphasis on these numbers.
Just briefly, Boris, before we go, who do you think the Democratic challenger will be, and do they stand a chance?
I'm also being careful with prognosis, generally speaking, because I was wrong the last time. I think the field is as broad as it has ever been. I think it's going to weaken the Democratic Party, and they should come to a conclusion as fast as possible.
Boris Vorman joining us. Thank you so much.
Thanks.